Welcome back to the show. Local semi-pro, pro hopeful, Tae White, senior of the Butler County Broncos. Welcome back, man.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Thanks for your time tonight. I know we were supposed to come a few episodes ago, but we've been ripping and running, but glad you could make tonight. What's going on with the season, man?
The season, we 4-1-1 right now. We progressing pretty well, man. Was hoping to be undefeated at this time, but we just got to take it as it comes.
So that's the season. The team is doing 4-1-1. How are you doing individually? I mean, obviously you have things going on with the One Goal, One Dream documentary, aspirations of getting to higher levels in football. I saw one post on Facebook or something where PK Sam had encouraged you to start thinking about the next level. So what's going on with you for maybe personal goals that you've set for the season?
Personal goals, most definitely to be voted an all-star. But besides that, man, this is my 5th year semi-pro. I'm trying to win a championship this year. That's my ultimate goal.
So kind of the team goals right now kind of supersede your individual stuff then?
Most definitely.
Okay. Any changes with the teams going from, the preseason and the first couple of games? Has the roster switched up and down? I know Chuck, who is doing all of the video and editing and whatnot for the documentary, mentioned new quarterback maybe, or a running back that's kind of come into his own.
Yeah, we a lot of injuries this year. So our quarterback went down. Both of our running backs went down. So we had a young quarterback step up, and he did a pretty good job in his first game. Next game, Seth came back, so he filled in pretty good.
What was your thoughts with you being a wide receiver and needing someone to get you to rock? I could imagine, a capable starting quarterback is hard to find, let alone a backup that can come in. So what were you thinking when Seth is the starter?
Yes.
When he went down?
When Seth went down, I was just like, man, what's next? And we got a young quarterback in Steven. He actually came in, and I had a big game and a loss though, so it made me see a lot in him. I realized he can play, he can ball, and I got a lot of respect for his game.
Running back wise, who's helping you out in the backfield?
Waterbug and Rob Lowe. Right now, they'll both be back next week, so I'm looking forward to see both of them in the same backfield together at once.
How do injuries, how does that go for a semi-pro team? Like I said, I know personnel has to be somewhat thin, and, losing a starter could drastically change, the makeup of the team for the next game. So, and then just personally, I mean, you guys don't belong to the NFL where do you have training, a training staff to help out with recovery? How do you get ready during the week? How do injuries affect players at the semi-pro level?
Coach Schultz, he do a good job in making sure we got the things we need to recover, get back to 100%. We don't have an actual trainer, but he do everything he can to make sure we good.
Okay. So you just kind of answered one of my questions about one of them on here was, I have at all levels. Not everybody on the field is out there for the same reason. So have you seen enough in your team maybe to where, like you just kind of said, your personal goals have kind of morphed into the team goals? So is it easy for you to play for what you're playing for, as well as, be a member, of the team all in for the Butler County Broncos?
I'm a team player first. Like I said, I've been doing it 5 years. Personal stats, man, I'm approaching 100 career semi-pro touchdowns. Like that's nothing to me no more. It's just like I really want to win a championship, and it's like I can go a game without no catch or without a touchdown. As long as we win, that's what I'm all for.
Okay. What did that encouragement from PK Sam? He went to Florida State, right?
Florida State, yes.
Did he get drafted by the Patriots?
He played for the Patriots. I'm not sure exactly where he got drafted.
But what does that mean to you that someone that's accomplished what he did in the game, that's kind of keeping up with what you have going on? What that encouragement mean to you?
Man, it mean a lot when somebody played at a high level, which being the NFL and the CFL, and they see the talent in you to compete. It's like, it means a lot to me. Like, when I seen a comment about him saying I should be playing and getting paid other than paying to play, it was just, it made me think about a few things and chasing my dreams and making it a complete dream.
What's been the lowest moment for you this season? You said you were 4-1-1, and I think I also caught a bad preseason game that you guys might have had. What's been a hard moment for you where maybe Tae wasn't such a great guy to drive home with that night after the game?
I would have to say against the Crush, Ohio Crush, man. I look forward to the game, and it was like I was dealing with an injury, but I kept telling myself, like, you got this, you got this. So I went out there, I performed the best I could, and it's like we got killed that night, and it set with me, and it still sit with me to this day.
So 4-1-1, how many games left in the season?
We got 3 more games.
3 more games. Is there a postseason? I've been watching some stuff on the Ohio semi-pro football Facebook forum or page. I'm seeing talks of seedings being locked in and whatnot. So is there a postseason?
Right now we sitting in second place. So hopefully we win out, we can sit up in first place.
Okay. Now, I mean, is there multiple divisions in the state, or how does all that?
We in the BCFL is different leagues.
Okay.
So we in the BCFL, so we competing for the BCFL title.
Okay. Almost done here, man. Almost done here. This message board or page on Facebook, man, it's crazy in there, man.
Yeah, man.
And I know you're kind of a not soft spoken, but you seem to kind of fly above a lot of nonsense. And I mean, I'm seeing all kind of complaining on there, and I mostly see you on there, you know, complimenting guys or just, you know, maybe talking regular shop.
Right.
But you got a lot of guys that take it far beyond that. Is there any concern about your safety? I mean, you're a wide receiver going across the middle or, you know, leaving your feet to go and challenge for balls, 50-50 balls and whatnot. Any concern, you know, of guys taking cheap shots?
Certain games I come into and get that vibe, but for the majority of the games, I'm pretty well off.
How you feel about maybe some of the other? Do you think there's some players on the team that are maybe more susceptible to being bullied or trash talk? Because I could imagine that everybody's not out there, you know, at that level. I come out here to do my job and have fun, and now I got this idiot over here.
You most definitely you get that. It's a lot of players that I feel like the talent not where they want it to be, so they try to find other ways to scoop you down.
Okay. Any concern for fans or for? Because I know I talked with Chuck at that Crush. I don't know if that was a scrimmage or just preseason game or whatnot, but he just mentioned that, you know, the referee crew threatened to lead the week before. The referee crew threatened to lead the game 2 or 3 times because of trash talk and complaining and whatnot. Is there any concerns, you know, for your girlfriend to be in the stands, or, you know, I know you play in front of the kids a lot. Mm-hmm. Does this take away from that family environment that it should be?
I can say 2 games this year, I feel like it took away from the family environment, and like hate that it got to be that way in semi-pro. Like, we trying to be the standard for kids to watch us play on the sideline, in the stands, and it's like we got to do better. And I addressed that on the semi-pro page. As semi-pro, we got to do better.
Do you think some guys are potentially hurting themselves? I mean, I think for a regular job, you go and, put in an application and, you know, they can go check your social media activity. Some of you guys that do have the aspiration to go to the next level, I know the NFL obviously has social media policies. I don't know about the CFL and whatnot, but any concern from anybody of what I'm putting out here to the public, how I act, you know, with my helmet off?
Yeah, I feel like if you really chasing a dream and you looking to get paid for it one day, you most definitely got to carry yourself in the right way. What you post and the things you say like sticks with you.
So who could we be looking at? You guys are trying to lock down first place and whatnot. Who could you be facing in a postseason?
Right now the playoff picture is a little cloudy, so we gotta finish out these 3 games and we'll have more of a clear picture.
Okay. Where would the postseason go down? Would it just be you if you are seated high enough to play a home game? You play at home, or is there some neutral sites that come into play?
If we win out, we got home field advantage, so that's what we shooting for.
Okay.
And I believe if we make it to the championship game, it'll be at a neutral site.
Okay. So how we closing this thing out the rest of the season? How do you see it playing out?
Rest of the season, I see us finishing out 3-0, going into the playoffs at 7-1-1, and making a strong push for a championship run.
Have other players picked up on the documentary series? Has there been any trash talk revolving around what you're doing with that part of your football? Mm-hmm.
It's like after the game, I just see somebody like, hey, want to get interviewed, and like I said, I'm a team player, so like having them be a part of it means a lot to me.
Okay. What's the biggest play for you so far this year? I know I saw a game, I think 3 or 4 catches for 106 yards or something, but what's been the biggest play for you so far, individual play?
Oh, man, that's hard.
Kickoff returns, or?
I most definitely say punt return. I had a punt return last week, man. It's like returning punts is just like poetry in motion, and it's you get it, everything just fill out, and you go into the house.
I think and Chuck, you can refresh my memory, but wasn't in a punt return in the Crush game that got called back on a bogus. How does that make you feel, man? How do you feel the refereeing? I mean, obviously there's a lot of complaints at the pro level. How do you feel that the refereeing is handled at the semi-pro level?
I feel that at times, like it's with every league you play in, every level, it's questionable calls, and that's just part of the game. They're only human. So, for the most part, I think they do a fairly good job.
Okay. Last question. How your fan club, the crew that shows up with your girlfriend, 2 kids or 3 kids, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What grade would they give Pops right now for at this point in the season?
My oldest boy, I think he'd give me probably about an 8 if I was to explain it to him, break it down.
Okay.
I think he'd give me about an 8.
8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay. And your girlfriend, what's she scoring you at?
Just to be on my good side, I say she'd say a 10, but like I said, I don't even believe it's a 10, so I say she'd say realistically probably about an 8.
Okay. Very, very last question. Then I might have 1 or 2 for Chuck. Who else in the league is standing out to you, whether and what position? Is there 2 or 3 players that come to mind as guys that, maybe you think about on the way to the game or the night before, I really got to... It's another dog out here.
We played against the Portsmouth Tanks, and they safety Chris Hill. He a pretty good player, man. He actually laid me out one play, man. I rarely get laid out, and like he laid me out. I gave him his respect after the game. We hit each other up on Facebook. It's like he a tough player. Okay.
Anybody else? That's kind of it.
Yeah, that's so far this year. He the one that stood out most to me.
Okay. Hey, like I said, thanks for your time tonight, man. Glad to have you on, share about some progress in the season, and wish you well over these next 3 games. And I'll check back in with you on what happens.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, great.